morning, Gavin Rossdale. It's a pleasure of
How are
speaking
you?
with you today.
How are you
Speaking
doing
with
today?
you today.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. I love your shirt, by the way. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you. It's one of those weird things. I'm strange. Like I found it in my drawer a few weeks ago, and now I keep wearing it all the time. I
It's
didn't know
nice
I
to
had.
find those.
I didn't know I had it, and it's like anyway. But thank you.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about Liongate's Habit, in which you star in.
Um, Janelle Shirtcliffe directorial debut. A really kind of fast, action-packed girl heist. It was a really fun experience, you know. I met Janelle, and the last movie I did with on the Bling Ring, I think, was with Sofia Coppola. So I you know, women directors have a interesting angle and a sort of a calm and an insight that the kind of macho male directors don't really have, and so I was really intrigued by her, and her photography is so beautiful. And then this script was like 100 miles an hour, 1,000 miles an hour. This life and playing this cocaine addicted drug dealer, ex TV star. I was like, perfect. I've got to do that. So just one of those things, you know, you just jump in and try and stay as loose as possible, as wild as possible, and that's it. You know, I also got to work with Jamie Hince from The Kills, is one of my favorite bands, and so it's pretty weird. Alison's in the movie as well, so I was like, I didn't know if it was some like drawn out Kills video. I couldn't work out, you know, what was happening. And we on an elaborate Kills video, but I had a really good time with him. You know, it's fun. He was the funnest person for me to work with because I'm such a fan of his band and think he's so amazing, and Alison as well. I didn't work with Alison. I saw her one day, but I worked with Jamie, and corona, you know, pandemic, like everyone has sort of suspended everything because I was looking forward to having some good nights with Jamie, but it's sort of been while they edited it, the pandemic has been raging. So we shot it just before everything went nuts. So what an experience, you know, and I look forward to seeing it. You know, I've only seen 2 trailers. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, okay. So your character Eric seems to have gotten in over his head a little bit, and the way this was kind of conveyed to me was a conversation you had with Mads, played by Bella Thorne, where she says you don't have a backup plan. You're really just kind of doing this because you're broke. And I found that really interesting because it kind of said a little bit more about your character and where he's coming from. Can you care to talk a little bit more about maybe the position he finds himself in?
You mean a drug dealer without a 401k?
Yeah.
Drug dealer without life insurance. Yeah, he's sort of living on the edge. I think that's what happens, isn't it? You know, it's no one prepares you for success, but even fewer people prepare you for the decline. You know, once you're not needed, once someone younger, stronger, wider, deeper, whatever, blonder replaces you, and so it's a sad slide into that lifestyle. And I remember being struck by the whole scene where he's talks about the history of LA and about the, you know, thousands of years ago and all the animals coming here and the flood and where the tar pits, because I used to take my kids to the La Brea tar pits. So that's where they have all the animals went, and they all got sunk in the mud, and as he's telling this kind of interesting speech, she's going on about why do drug dealers always think you want to have a conversation? Why do drug dealers, you know, like, give me the drugs, you know, and there's always that sort of peripheral conversation I've heard through friends of you know, the small talk. You know, you're really there for one thing and one thing only, but then like spend 12 minutes talking about like the family, what's going on there and there and there. And so and Bella was amazing at that, at sort of making me feel like, Jesus, why is this guy talking to me? All I want to do is buy drugs. So I just thought it was really funny. It's a well-written scene, and sometimes as an actor, you know, I try out for a bunch of things, and some things I get given, you know, like they gave me this, but I was so relieved to read the script and like it, you know what I mean? Because I read stuff, sometimes I have to do auditions for things that just, it's not very well written. You can't even believe they're getting made. You're like, how are you making this? It's terrible. And with that, there's sort of I don't know, just it felt clear, you know, in a twisted way, you know.
Yeah, it had a lot of those good moments. That's another good one that you mentioned. Well, one thing I really took away from the film was Mads' relationship with Jesus. And, you know, we're used to kind of seeing it in a way where it's a person who's really trying to be religious and really trying to do well, but she just has a good grip of her one-on-one with him, despite of some of the things that she's in, despite that she's you know, does drugs and whatnot, doesn't necessarily have her life together. And it really made me think, it's like, isn't that, doesn't then she have a better relationship than even most people because of how open she is really with how she communicates with him?
I guess, I mean, you know, if for people that are religious, there's an open channel between you and your savior or focus, you know. So I can't imagine anyone thinks they can hide. If you believe in God, you also believe in the concept you can't hide anything from him. I would think, I don't know how it works. I think it's pretty straightforward like that. I just thought there was you know, she just seems like a badass, you know. I mean, the world comes falling down for them when they get, you know, they get involved with real drug dealers and the money and the threats and the violence and stuff like that. But there's a great spirit to them that is, I don't know, there's also needed in the world, you know, female power, young girl energy. I like that.
Absolutely. Gavin, thank you so much for your time and congratulations on your role. I really enjoyed it. And
Thank you.
hope to talk to you soon on the next one.
All right, man.